Go, go, Power Rangers! Tonight, we are super excited to have Ciara Hanna in the studio with us. She is the Yellow Power Ranger, so hopefully you have been seeing her on some of the recent programs. Also, you can see the jackets we got on tonight. We will look our superhero best in jackets by Luca Jackets from Luca Designs. Also, Goodbye Rick Grimes. We're going to be talking about that tonight. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Did you feel cheated? Tonight on the show.
I have so many opinions.
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk, we talk movies. And now, here's Popcorn Talk's The Con Guy, Comic-Con Prep Show.
And they're
Hello.
our music.
The music stops so abruptly.
We are. Let's just gonna party a little bit.
All right.
Welcome to the Con Guy Show, the Con Guy Comic-Con Prep Show. I am Jim. I'm your managing editor here. You will see us all outfitted in our best superhero outfits tonight. I am super stoked to talk about this
right
tonight.
now.
We look awesome. We have a great show for you guys tonight. We'll be talking to Ciara Hanna. She told me it rhymes with Tiara Banana. Oh, I said her name so wrong.
It's okay. It's Ciara Hanna.
Ciara Hanna.
And Banana.
Anyone who watches the show knows that I don't get a single name right.
Banana.
Anyway, she is the Yellow Power Ranger, so we are super stoked to have her with us tonight. We also have Luca Designs in the studio with us tonight. Going to show off some super cool kick-ass jackets that we get on tonight. And then we're going to talk a little bit about Rick Grimes and his departure from The Walking Dead. Who do we have in the studio with us tonight?
Hi, my name's Derek Sams. I am a contributing writer to theconguy.com, and I show up here a lot.
Yep.
Well, hi. I am what they just said. I am Ciara Banana, whatever I am.
Yes.
Ciara Hanna, and I play the Yellow Power Ranger in Megaforce and Super Megaforce.
Good job pronouncing your name.
Cool.
And I'm Cheeseman on the couch. Usually on the couch, Cheeseman in the chair tonight, here from theconguy.com.
Right.
Sweet.
What's up? I'm Luca from Luca Designs. I'm the creator of these wonderful jackets.
That we'll be talking about in detail
Yeah.
tonight.
Awesome.
I'm Pete. I'm also with Luca Designs. I'm one of his assistants.
I'm
Yeah.
Patience Elett. I'm with Luca Designs as well. I've written some blog posts and done some events.
All right. First, can I just say that I am super stoked to be wearing this. I am wearing the Star-Lord
Very
jacket.
comfortable.
I feel so privileged right now, and I feel like I've got all these Dragon Ball Z fans, friends of mine, that would be very jealous of this.
And I just have to say something. Right before the show, about 20 times, Ciara said, it's Ciara Hanna, Ciara Hanna, Ciara Hanna. So
yeah.
what do I say? Ciara Hanna. That's just Jim. That's a Jim.
Just say the opposite and he'll get it right.
It makes you very special. You know?
Special is the only word I can think of. All right, real quick, we're going to jump. We
not a
have so
compliment.
much to talk about tonight, but since we just got done with Halloween, I just want to show our Halloween costumes. You guys, if you have your Halloween costumes, send them in to us. We'd love to see them. Right up front, this is...
Hey, it's Katie.
What is she dressed as? It's a
She's
Is it Three Odd Parents?
she's like
Yes,
she's like a human personified version of Honeydukes.
Yep, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Honeydukes. That's what that is.
And
Yeah.
she made it herself, I'm sure. There's
that's
Derek.
me.
That's you. And
I'm just wearing the knit Yoda cap that my sister made me because it was an easy thing to wear to work that
Who-
day. I
who's
did
with
have
you? Who's with
that's
you?
my wife Laura, and she's wearing her Hogwarts robe, bathrobe thing. Yeah,
All
so
right.
I could also be a house elf there.
This
There's
is
one of my costumes. Mike
And
Myers
your
there
victim.
during
That's
and
Captain
Kirk. Yeah,
All
Miss
right,
Captain Kirk.
And the next, this
And
is
that's me as Tommy Wiseau from
With
the room.
a...
Power
And the
Ranger.
disaster artist style right there with the red Power Ranger.
All
Love
right.
you, Jason.
And the next, and there.
There is me with retro Batman, and I am fading away Star-Lord.
All right.
I do like that one.
And I think that's all the pictures we. Oh wait,
Not
that's
not
all
that
the
one yet.
photos
We'll
we have.
show that
We'll show
in a
that one in
little
just a
bit.
second.
Yeah.
Where are
we-
my clothes?
We also have one more photo,
Brad.
What kind of show is this?
and then I don't have a picture, but there is the video of my.
Yeah, Jim, what did you wear for Halloween?
I think we got a video of Luke Cheeseman to see what I wore for Halloween. Here.
I was a nudist, apparently. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
She went into the
Scare
shower
Jim.
scene in Psycho.
Here we go.
Ooh, a video.
I am the Incredible Hulk, and I'm
The
exhausted.
sleeping Incredible Hulk.
Yep.
Well,
As
what do
we
you
go
do?
sneaking into the room, and then
You're
got
so
a.
buff.
It's
Look
a
at- look at that.
it's a great
He's
great
flexing. He's
costume,
totally
and then.
flexing. Up. Wait for it. Wait.
And he farts.
So those of you who are listening and not watching, there was another Scare Jim video where I was exhausted on Halloween night, and Cheeseman just kind of snuck in and
You have so much patience,
I was wearing a clown
Jim.
mask, though, so I wasn't completely looking normal.
I had to share.
I don't think anybody else would be able to live with Luke and put up with this. Like, Luke would be dead by now.
Or Jim would be dead. My mom all the time was like, he's gonna have a heart attack.
He likes Slender Man the best in the middle of the night. I
was
snuck
great.
in his room and
That
dressed
was
as
creepy.
Slender Man.
Nope.
So, Derek, since we are the Con Guy Comic Con Prep
Yeah.
Show, what cons do we have coming up that people can get ready for?
Well, Jim, I'm glad you asked that question because we have a whole list of upcoming conventions.
I love the radio voice.
I know.
I've been working on it. All right, so this
Sound like
coming
that.
weekend, November 9th through 11th, there's North Carolina Comic Con in Durham, North Carolina. And also this weekend, November 10th through 11th, is Grand Rapids Comic Con in Grand Rapids, Michigan. So if you're in the North or the South, you've got a convention to go to.
That's right.
And November 30th through December 2nd is Louisville SuperCon in Louisville, Kentucky. And that's all the comic book conventions on the list right now.
Right.
But
there's
they're
a
also
whole lot more, but we just kind of scratched the surface.
That's true. There are always a lot going on all over the country. And then there are some more specific fan conventions. November 23rd through 25th is Chicago TARDIS in Lombard, Illinois, which obviously Doctor Who fan convention.
Yep.
And then December 7th through 9th is the official Supernatural convention in Jacksonville, Florida.
And then
November 9th through 11th this weekend, once again, is Ranger Stop Convention, which is all about celebrating our park rangers.
wait. What's your throw? I think someone else in the room might know a little bit more about that.
Really?
than we
Was
do.
that not
might
correct
have
what I
someone
said?
going.
But that's in Orlando, Florida.
It is in Orlando, Florida.
Yeah.
So this, I have to tell everyone who doesn't know anything. This is a convention that is literally just Power Rangers. It is like
That's
most
great.
conventions. You have a lot of different things. You have like The Walking Dead. You have like
Yeah, the Walker Stalker conventions, the
everything in the
Doctor
world.
Who, and Supernatural.
Exactly.
Yep.
And there's always one or two Power Rangers walking around.
They're in every convention.
Literally. Oh, you're welcome. But this one literally is just Power Rangers. So there's only two conventions. It's Power Morphicon, which is only every 2 years, which is in Pasadena, but now moved to Anaheim. And they have it in Ranger Stop, which is in Orlando, Florida. So
Nice.
they've been doing that, I think, for the last, I don't know, I look to you like you know, but like I think like 5 years.
Nice.
So they are having it this year once again, but it's gonna be a fun time. It's literally just Power Rangers. You get to meet Power Rangers, talk about just Power Rangers. We all fly to Orlando just to talk about it and see
And
everyone.
which
for it.
days is it? Like, is it a 3-day thing?
It's
2-day?
Friday through Sunday, yeah. So it's a 3-day thing. We
Awesome.
have like a dinner where you can like after the whole convention, like literally just like have dinner with us and drink with us and have a good time afterward, which is really great.
that's
It's
cool.
VIP dinner.
Nice.
But other than that, it's much more intimate than most conventions where you can actually have a conversation versus being bussed around. And plus, you can go to like Universal Studios and Disney World.
That's
you know?
right.
Not a big
Exactly.
deal.
Well, since we're talking about Power Rangers, hey, Luke Cheeseman, could you introduce our special guest at the table with us tonight?
Since you don't know the name, this is Ciara Hanna here.
You said it right. I'm so proud.
Yeah, there you go.
I had to give it to somebody who
Points right
can
there.
remember.
So
I see what you did there.
she's our first special guest of the night, and yeah, we'd love to hear about your beginnings. So I heard you started in a children's singing group. Let's hear about that. Your
I was
beginnings
just
of
talking
working in
about this
entertainment.
like last week. My story is so weird. Okay, so it's not that weird, but it's long. I'll try to shorten up pretty quickly. We have like how long? Yeah, we'll be fine. So when I was younger, I was a very shy person, very shy, just.
Get out of town.
Yeah, I'm very Italian also. As you can see. I'm not Italian, but I talk with my hands. I'm trying not to right now. But I didn't talk at all. I hid behind my parents. Like I didn't do anything. And my mom got me into theater and singing and dance. And I did like commercial modeling to get me out of my shell. It kind of worked, but I still didn't talk to anyone. And then when it came to 8th grade, I was like, my shell broke down. I became the most social girl at school. They like, do you like ever shut up? And it's been like that ever since. It's kind of sucky.
Because it was there all along, just waiting to get out.
That's what I
Yeah.
said. I'm like, you know what? This is just me, guys. And I felt like I had like a powerful like ballad, like I needed to sing out like Demi Lovato or something. I needed to like get it out there on the radio. This is me.
So you've got a
This
theme
is
song.
me. Yeah, see? But pretty much other than that, I did children's group stuff. I did a lot of singing. I did like a cruise ship tour.
Yeah?
I forgot the group. It was like, what was it? Something music singers. It's probably online somewhere. But I have little tapes that have like just my little I want cassette, like my little voice just singing, and I'm like, oh my god. Like if you have a cassette, if you have a cassette tape, you can like listen to it, but no one has that, so I'm such in luck right now. But other than that, I didn't get into acting. I know. I didn't get into acting until probably after high school.
Oh,
so
wow.
other than that, I graduated high school and I auditioned for America's Next Top Model, middle of senior year, and I made it to the top 13.
Oh, congratulations. Yeah.
Thanks. I mean, I was like, it's a shorty season, so like if you're like 5'7" under, you can like audition. I'm like 5'5.5", I think.
They called it the shorty season?
Yeah, they did.
Wow.
'Cause they only did like 5'7" and older.
American Next Top Model.
I know. And I worked at a tanning salon at the time, and I was like really into like making money, and like I did volleyball.
Imagine that, making money? No way.
I know. I'm like
High school?
yeah, weird. You know, I wanted to buy things. It's really strange. But I auditioned. I made it. Everyone in my tanning salon auditioned. They didn't make it, and I did. It was kind of awkward. It's fine. But I didn't make it past that for certain reasons. But
You don't.
thanks,
wanna-
Tyra.
Yeah, that donut.
No. They just said like
Moving
they.
I guess that's
It's
the
a
reason.
reality show thing. They told me I wasn't controversial enough. Like I was very too friendly. I learned that. I learned that about the reality show world is like you need to.
I'm not
make
here
drama.
to make friends.
Yeah.
I'm
And
here to
I
make
went
drama.
in, I met with the
enemies.
producers, and they're like, "So, what do you think about everyone? I love
Do you wanna
everyone.
stab anyone in the back
they're
here?
the no, literally. I'm like, I was acting like I was going for Miss America. Like, everyone's amazing. I love everyone. Let's change the world. Like, it was so stupid. But I learned. I got kicked out.
World peace.
Well, that attitude probably helps more with other jobs after that. I mean, they want you to be mean on reality TV, but
Oh no, I learned. I'm never gonna do reality TV again. That's for sure. But I learned that from that, and from there on, I just did a lot of random stuff. So I did like a soap opera. I did like guest stars.
Which soap opera?
I did Bold and Beautiful.
Yep. That's
Yeah, it was cool though. I went for like a big role, and traffic ruined my life, and I lost it. LA's a weird world, and then little role, and it grew to a bigger role.
But you were on it for a while.
Like 2 years.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. It pretty
Steady
much,
work, that's good.
It was. Oh, it was amazing.
I mean, for people who don't know, being an actor in Hollywood is a very, very difficult thing.
Yeah.
That having steady work like that's a huge deal.
Yes, pretty much being on a soap opera, it's a great place to be as an actor. It's a good learning ground. Plus, it's like a 9-to-5 job. So you get there, you work. You know when you're getting off. You know you can get off earlier, or you start later. But you pretty much know exactly when you're getting off, and you know you only work Monday to Friday versus like a normal film. Like, all right, we're doing a night shoot tonight, or we're working on Saturday. Like, it's a very consistent job, which I really like, and they pay well. So
And they're
to
fast
me,
moving,
kept me
like
going.
they shoot fast and they
Oh.
don't do a bunch of takes and
Yeah.
all that.
Well, I literally like you get okay, go. All right, next.
Perfect, moving on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why soap
and
opera
there
is.
it probably helps that you get along and love everybody.
Yes.
So how did you transition into becoming the Yellow Power Ranger?
That's kind of.
That's always an interesting question. So this is actually a weird thing. So I auditioned for Power Ranger Samurai, which is the season before me. And so I was just a working actor. I was still in the soap opera, I think, but I wasn't on contract, so I was just kind of just going in when I wanted to, or when they wanted me to. And so I worked on different things, and they auditioned. I didn't even know, I'm like, Power Ranger's still going on? Are you serious? Like, I remember that, and I was like, what? Like, I was like, what? Like, I don't remember it going on anymore. Sorry, I go like really close. So
You said something about the mic here.
Is
Is that better?
is that better?
Oh,
We're all good.
That's what it is.
The branding.
I'm probably messing
Gotcha.
up. Yeah.
No, it was not you. Don't worry.
It wasn't you.
So I didn't know Power Rangers was still a thing anymore. Really, I really did not.
Mm-hmm.
And so I auditioned, and I was going out for Yellow, and I got it to the final thing, and I met a lot of cool people, and it got to the contract. It got to that kind of thing where I hate that that's a reason with like, but it's your job, and it's your life. And I saw the contract, and I had lawyers look at it, and this is the worst contract you'll ever sign. Don't do it.
Oh,
Yeah, and I was like, and it was one of the worst decisions being a struggling actor and working on little gigs. Like I was working on the soap opera, but like not I wasn't contract soap opera. Like I went in whenever they needed me on like the storyline.
Right.
So they said if you sign this, it kind of sucks. So I turned it down. It was the best thing for me is to turn it down. I literally cried my eyes out in the car with my mom in our Suburban. I'm like, driving back home, like, why did I do that? But it didn't feel right, and I'm really good with intuition, so I didn't do it. And then a year or two later, they called me back in. The producer was like, hey, we really want you to come in. And I was like, okay. I mean, sure. It's for the Pink Ranger. Okay, sure. Amy Jo Johnson, watch out. But I walked in, and I did didn't do the first auditions. I went straight in and I did the audition, and I felt right. It's kind of interesting. Everyone was like, "Who's this chick?" But it just felt really good. I auditioned. It literally was a 6-month process, and so it felt better this time. And at this point, I was like, you know what? I have nothing to lose. Like, I denied the first time, and I thought, you know what? There's so much opportunity out there that I might lose out on. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do it. I'm going to New Zealand. It's an amazing opportunity. And so I auditioned, got to the finals, and I ended up getting it. But funny story, I went out for the pink one, and they called me like, "Oh, you got the yellow ranger?" I'm like, "No, I didn't." Are you serious? No, I didn't. I went out for the pink ranger. I'm definitely a big word pink shirt like every day in the auditions. And like, "No, you got the yellow." And then I found out later the personalities are definitely, I'm so Gia. I'm so yellow. Like, I can't be Emma. Emma the pink is like, "I love flowers and photography and like the world's amazing." I'm like, are we gonna like kick his ass or not? So I'm definitely Gia.
That's awesome.
But it worked out. But that's pretty much is set my whole life as it is.
So they film in New Zealand?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
The first 10 years was in Santa Clarita, and so they were union. Then they went non-union, and then went to New Zealand. But the architecture matches the footage. They use some Japanese footage because it's been going on for like 40 years.
Yeah, it's a long-running franchise.
But Saban bought it and they intertwine it to make it easier for us, and so they match the footage to the architecture to make it look just like it, and they'll put in our fighting scenes or whatever we need to refilm.
Well, speaking of fighting, do you do your stunts, or how does that work? Is there like a mix, or?
It depends. So pretty much with fighting stuff, they ask if you're willing to learn, if you're athletic enough. Like in the audition, I literally just I did a cartwheel. And then I was like, "What can you do?"
You
I'm
got
like,
it.
"Woo!" And literally on the paper they wrote, "Don't give her any coffee on set," and they circled it. Because I knew the guy that was in the room, he played the Red Samurai. He got the job on the Red Samurai run from auditions. And he said they literally circled no espresso on set for Ciara. Because I was like, because I literally chugged an Americano before I went in there. It was hilarious. And I definitely chugged Americano on set. Jokes on them. But they do train you for a couple weeks. Like, we had a month of training before going into Rangers, which is very small for what you're doing. But they want to teach you just like basic stuff, and they teach you each character has a different style. So I was like very kung fu and like hand and like legs, and everyone's different.
And and Anthony, can you play the Power Rangers video clip that we have, and if you could kind of like walk us through kind of what we're looking at, because it looks like you are kicking some ass in this video
did
clip.
you do your
Everything
stunts on that one?
I didn't have a stunt double in this clip at all.
All right. And so
Yeah, what are we seeing here?
What have they done to you?
It doesn't matter what they've
you can go ahead.
Yeah, you can talk over this
Oh,
too.
here it is.
We'll have the short online.
I do take it back. I did have a stunt double during some parts. I just remembered. But all this is me.
So we are seeing
You're about
some
to get a
fighting.
nice kick here in a second.
Yeah.
Right after this
she's
one
awesome.
here. Oh,
There you are.
there's a
Oh,
kick.
yeah.
Bam.
Yeah, there she slams.
Did you get slammed?
I got whiplash quite a few times.
Are you
It
serious?
felt like I got hit by a car. Yeah, it was
Yikes.
bad. They had to stop doing that scene after a while. Like, and there's another scene that was supposed to go, but they didn't shoot it because I was so whiplashed from him throwing me down. Yeah,
Oh,
he's a
man.
strong guy, but he's super sweet. Love Kevin.
Here's a classic moment right here.
Uh-oh.
Bam, bam, bam.
When you see that, you know it's.
Yeah, you know it's on right now.
As they're turning into their Mighty Morphin Power Rangers right here.
Yeah, Bat in the Sun was one of the most awesome productions I've worked with in a long time.
I just gotta say, I love that they all look like Street Fighters, pretty much.
Yeah.
By the way, we did not introduce Anthony. Anthony's our incredible engineer in the booth and the voice of God to the show. Hey, hello, Anthony.
Hello. Oh man.
Yeah,
I'm
your-
just
your
not gonna
mic-
talk.
you're staticky.
Oh, I think that's better.
There
Hey
you go.
everybody,
There you
welcome
go.
to the show. Wonderful show you're having, Jim, and let it continue.
All right. So what did we just see there? Wait a second.
So it looks like we had a mix of Street Fighter and the Power Rangers, and it's a short made by a very talented filmmaker.
so I'm noticing I tend to blabber a lot, so I'm trying to keep this short. So Lionsgate approached Saban. Obviously, they work with him with the Power Ranger film. And so Aaron, which was our director with Bat in the Sun, they decided to do a combining of Street Fighter and Power Rangers. So JDF called me like, yo, hey, we need someone really cool. I think you're pretty cool. And that's kind of how it worked. And then me and JDF just took on Street Fighters and all that shiz.
Very cool.
And it worked out.
So the thing is, like, this has been around for years. This is it's a storied franchise. It's been around since I was a kid, and that's a long time ago, I'm going to tell you. So what are some of your favorite villains that you fought in the franchise?
Oh, gosh. That I fought? Well, I fought my villains, which were interesting. The interesting thing with my season is we're able to turn into... We have keys. We're pirates. So we still... in the Japanese version, they still keys, and we're able to turn to everything, but we just, like, have them in our command center in the American version. We're not thieves here. But we are able to turn into every ranger from the past. So I could turn into any Yellow Ranger of all time. So I can be literally Mighty Morphin in space. I just put the key in. It's really cool, and I have all their powers. But like I feel bad. I'm like, yo, I was you once. You were pretty cool. Thanks. I was better. But for my season, like Commander, like he was really scary. Like this really scary tin face, and this one chick was really weird. She looked like she had, like hookah pen hair, and other than that, like I don't know, like that villain was like. I love Kevin to death, but he just like had such a force about him when he talked. I think just him slamming me down a few times really just convinced me he was the best.
Yeah. No, the names are kind of cool too. Like they're so ridiculous, but so memorable. Like what they were making fun of somebody's name in there. The girl's name, the female villain. I'm not gonna remember it.
You mean Rita?
Yes.
Rita Repulsa?
Rita Repulsa.
Yeah.
Oh, the original, the OG.
Yeah.
Yes, she's way back. But what a great name and what a ridiculous name. I love that.
Everything with Power Rangers is ridiculous but awesome.
That's part of the fun. Yeah.
I know it's a fun show.
So you do a lot of traveling with like conventions and stuff, correct? Like
I
doing
do.
different appearances across the country?
I didn't know conventions were a thing really until Power Rangers. So we would do like Power Morphicon and like just be announced and all that. But I've been to Paris and London and Brazil and just all around the U.S. literally just with Power Rangers, which I think is the most amazing thing of all time. That I'm able what it is like I didn't realize that. Like when I was auditioning, I'm like, oh my gosh, that Power Rangers was the #1 show for boys in all of the country at one point, and still randomly is. That I think it's one of the top shows for viewers in the whole world, for kids at least.
Yep.
Which is so interesting.
So you're still involved, right?
I am. So I obviously did my season, which was the 20th anniversary, but they brought me back for the 25th anniversary, so I got to kick some butt. And with Ninja Steel, Super Ninja Steel, I think they call them. And then I did the short. So I'm like the new JDF, you know. I'm just still kind of like getting in there. I love the franchise so much. I think it's a really amazing franchise. I feel so much love for them, and I give so much love right back. And I just want to just embrace it as much as I can.
I mean, you have so much good energy coming from you. Like, what's it like working with this group of people? Is it a family? Or everybody just kind of gets really close?
Oh, right when I joined in, they literally told me, this is not just a cast. This whole franchise is a family. And they were 100% right. I literally have uncles, aunts, cousins, all of different ages because we're all Power Rangers. I can literally go to a convention, if there's another Power Ranger, like, yo, got your back. Like it's so cool where literally I was walking in Lexington one time with JDF and then Jason, who played Skull in Bulk and Skull in the original. And we're just walking down, just like having a good time. And someone like inappropriately came up to me. It was not nice. They both just went up to them and started like almost fighting them and like threatened to kick their butt because they were not being appropriate to me. I'm like, not the big brother I never had.
Can we talk about it for a second, just real quick? Because you do a lot of fan conventions. You have one coming up this weekend, and hopefully, if you can tell people how they can meet you at the fan convention, and then also, what's the appropriate, like, when you see people from your favorite TV shows, what's the appropriate way to approach them, get a picture? What's your advice?
Well, for conventions, like, I'm going to be obviously at Ranger Stop, so I'm a very open person. So Ranger Stops are obviously in Orlando. You can get tickets online, go to Orlando, but I'm always posting online where I'm going to be and what I'm doing so that everyone can look at that. But with conventions, it depends on the convention, but normally we like to keep it personal. We have panels, we have a table where you can come up and just talk to us. Like, we are there to answer questions. We're there to give you an experience, or if you had any kind of anything you want to say, we are there to be there for that. I guess the only inappropriate things would be overly, I don't even know how to explain
Keep
it.
your hands to yourself unless she hugs you or something.
I love
Let them
hugging.
touch you first,
I'm
or
such
put
a
their arm
hugger.
around
But you should go
probably.
first.
Yeah.
Keep your hands to yourself unless you're invited to hug.
Give or take, yeah. I'm
Yeah.
not going to put any rules on it, but
Right.
it's all about a feeling situation. But just don't overstep, I guess.
Yep.
We're there to just answer questions. We don't always know everything, and we're gonna answer the best we can. That's all I can say. Don't judge us on it.
Right. Go ahead.
And speaking of like things you're doing, like what are some future projects that you have coming up?
I have random stuff. It's hard to say because like the thing with future projects, you're not. There's always guidelines and rules and
Fracture.
yeah. So I am working on a project right now called Fracture, which is a cool post-apocalyptic kind of like mix between like Mad Max and like The Walking Dead and The 100, like all kind of like young teens together. But it's still in the works, post-production. Like we're still working on it, but we're hoping for good things. Really cool cast. I don't know if I'm allowed to say who's on it and whatnot. I don't know what you. But
She has a handle on the room.
Yeah.
but I will say it's
Yes,
gonna
no,
be.
yes, no.
It looks so amazing. It's an amazing project. Like working on set was one of the most best experiences of my entire life, and I guess just wait for it. And I will talk about
Fantastic.
it. When I'm allowed
I do have to ask you about one thing though before we end.
to. Are we ending already?
Not yet. Blood
Aw.
Lake: Attack of the Killer Lampreys. What is this?
If you want to watch a movie with eating dildos being thrown in your face, then go
Oh
for it.
Who else was in it with you?
I take it back, but it wasn't really. We did use like fun fact. If anyone didn't know, it's a movie on Animal Planet. It was a movie.
Animal Planet?
Yes, they aired it on. It was for Animal Planet.
With dildos.
Okay, let me
really.
explain. Let me explain. You know what? Let me explain. It was a movie. Okay, you know how they have Monster Week every week
Yeah,
with
yeah.
Animal Planet. They had a lamprey week, so we were in charge of doing a movie about lampreys, which are these eel-looking things that live in Lake Michigan that suck blood like vampires, like off fish and stuff. So horror movies go over the top. So anyway.
Yeah.
The movie was great. I worked with Shannon Doherty, played my mom, and then I had Jason Brooks play my dad. Like I had like so many amazing people. But to train the dog to catch the lamprey, they used because they look just like them.
Yeah.
Long,
Okay.
wiggly
It's
things.
like the closest thing you could have to the lamprey.
It worked. It worked like a charm. I'm like, go get that lamprey. I'm like, all right, okay. Guys, put their pants back.
Rewind.
Anyways.
Anyway.
Yellow Power Ranger. Listen, are we going to be seeing any more of your character, Yellow Power Ranger?
Interesting.
Oh, tell you what. Is that something we can twist your arm, or should we just move on?
Probably should just move on.
We're going to just
can
move
move
on
on.
with that. But I do have one more question
We'll
for
just
you.
hope that we can.
That's an awesome looking jacket you got on right there.
Isn't it?
That
Yes.
really is.
That's and
It looks so great on me, doesn't
yeah,
it?
it does. Yeah, and
Do we have time to show the clip?
Yeah. Do we? Can we?
We're just going to show a brief little segment of Ben, who's usually on the show. Oh, wait, are we showing this or are we?
Yeah.
Yeah, just a very quick clip. Ben did a stand-up act and just happened to talk about the Power Rangers. So we're just
and we'll
gonna
end
show.
on that. Okay.
Yeah. So we're just going to.
watching the original Saban's
Yeah,
Mighty
the
Morphin
sounds out.
Power Rangers from 1993.
No, it's
And I turn it on the first day. I'm like, I'm gonna get in this. I'm gonna watch a few episodes when I get a little more computer done or whatever. And the first episode comes on, and that theme song comes on, and that guitar riff breaks in. And then it shows the scene where Rita Repulsa and her minions escape from their moon Tupperware, and they're like out, and they're like and then it shoots to the command center where Zordon, the benevolent tube god, is saying to his
We learned
robot
sign language. Yeah. Charade.
Alpha,
Here we go.
Rita's escaped. I need 5 teenagers with, do you remember what he says?
Oh,
with
gosh.
attitude. I need 5 teenagers with attitude, and all of a sudden I remembered my entire childhood of watching television was about main characters with attitude. He's just a normal kid with attitude. They're teenagers with attitude.
That's right.
She's a nun with attitude. And usually what attitude meant was you either had a skateboard or you knew karate.
Or a leather jacket.
Or sometimes both. And we wonder why there are so many poorly adjusted adults walking around with attitude problems in their 30s right now. It's because every TV show that had characters that we as kids were supposed to look up to.
And I think we could stop it there. We'll have the whole clip online for people to see.
Yeah, we'll help. But thank you so much, Ciara, rhymes with Tiara. Thank you for giving me that little
It
rhyming
helps.
device.
It helps a little bit. I wish I would have known that in school. I literally realized that in my adult life.
I appreciate it.
And you'll have to come back and talk about some of these other projects when you can
I'm
say
a
hello.
talker, so I'm all down.
All right. Well, we were talking about the jacket you had on because Cheeseman, you also have a cool jacket on.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Derek has a cool jacket on.
I
got
do.
a cool
All
jacket on.
We all have a cool jacket.
From our next guest.
And if we could pitch over to our guest
Luca
on the
Designs.
couch, Luca
That
Designs.
makes
How you
Luca
doing,
Jackets.
Luca?
I love being on the show. What's up, guys?
All right, we're so happy to have you this week, and we're so happy that you let us wear all these jackets this week. Luca, tell us a little bit about Luca Designs.
Luca Designs. Well, would you like to know how we started? Or
Actually,
I
yeah.
want to know if your last name is actually
move
Designs.
Move that mic in a little closer to you.
Yeah.
All right,
you
there
know
you
what?
go.
I think I might change it.
All right.
To Jackets.
Luca Jackets.
Yeah.
There you go.
No, you know what? The truth is, I wanted to make something that didn't really exist out there.
Yeah.
And have you guys seen anything like this before at this quality level?
By the way, no, we
Not
met
quality at all.
We met Luca at Los Angeles Comic Con just last weekend or 2 weekends ago, something like that.
Yeah, a
and
week ago.
you guys were just swarmed with people because nobody had seen jackets like this before.
We don't breed.
Yeah.
Especially what you're wearing. That's the #1 bestseller,
Look
Guardians
at
of
this.
the Galaxy.
I'm loving this.
Me
man.
one.
I've seen this jacket before, for sure.
And I must tell you, I'm not a slender type of a person, and it fits me, and I'm excited
That's
about
awesome.
that.
On
It
that
looks
note,
really good on you, Jim.
I'm a big fan
Yeah.
ass.
we do make custom, so if you ever want a custom size,
Yeah.
we'll hook you up.
Someone will come to your house and measure you. Just kidding. Maybe at the convention.
Actually, and so we took you guys into the studio, and if we can show this video here, let's let Luca introduce a few of the jackets he's got. Right here.
Cheeseman here with the Popcorn Talk and the Con Guys Show. We got Luca Designs here, and they're going to show us a few of the jackets and the things that they're doing.
So guys, this is our flagship jacket. It all started here. Soldier 76 from Overwatch was a character I wanted to design from the get-go, and we made it happen. This is version probably 6 by now. Removable straps, and very, very close color and patch-wise to the actual video game.
Very cool. And what do we have over here? We got the Star-Lord jacket.
The Star-Lord jacket.
Can you tell us a little bit about this?
From your point of view, what do you think?
I think it's a very stylish jacket outside of being something that you would wear like Soldier 76 for cosplay, something like that. This is more something I can wear with blue jeans, I can wear it with khakis, anything like that, and still go out in public, that kind of thing.
And that's pretty much what we wanted from that jacket.
Very cool. And this actually is one of their jackets as well. So what am I wearing here?
You are wearing our Cam Edition Red Hood.
Look at that nice logo there on the back.
Goat skin leather, all hand done.
Very cool. And what else do we have here that you
Show
brought?
you a couple new things. So,
Goat skin.
sneak peek at our concept that's coming out tomorrow. We're doing a video shoot for this guy. It's Junkrat from Overwatch. Made a little more socially acceptable. I mean, the character doesn't wear clothes, but if he were to wear clothes, I think this would be it.
Yeah.
And for the ladies, we take care of you guys too. Mercy from Overwatch, or if you don't know what it is, you'd probably still wear it as a fashion jacket. We hope.
Very cool.
That's what Ciara's wearing.
Yeah.
That's right.
And these are still like stylish.
Show this
Super
here. And I'm
beyond,
still wearing
you know.
mine right now.
Check this one out.
For
This
the
one's
Nintendo
so cool.
fans.
This is for the Nintendo fans.
That's cool.
You know what? When I design jackets, I try to do
I
stuff that the
love
corporate
that.
companies won't come up with. So, just the positioning of from zippers to placement of little icons, and how big we want, things like the Ghost Boo to be. I figured this would be one that gamers all over would want to represent, right?
Awesome. Anything else you'd like to show?
This right here.
Well, we kind of reinvented the crop top into a crop top jacket. So this is our Soldier 76 for ladies, but the ones who want to wear something on a summer day, or maybe even just show off a little bit more,
Exactly. Yep.
little more stomach or cleavage.
That's right.
You got it right here. Now we make this in different colors. We're always, testing the waters. checking
Geez, you
with
should put it
customers
on.
What would be cool?
I should have.
And we make it.
Except
Very
they'd never
cool.
sell anything.
Gonna ruin your sales right there.
Yeah. Well, that's it, and thank you for coming in, and check it out on theconguy.com. I should have plugged your website.
Nice.
But I was
No.
being a little selfish, but we are gonna.
Well,
plug
before
it
we
on
go
there,
any
yeah.
further, can you just plug your website where people can find your
Yeah.
jackets?
Of course, yeah. It's lucajackets.com or on Instagram, of course, at Luca Jackets or all the rest of the social media.
And we'll have that link.
That's Luca
And you got all
L-U-C-A.
sorts of stuff that people can
Yeah.
check out. Like you do, like Marvel, DC, like Lucasfilm, like
You know what? We
sorts
do
of,
anything.
like anything.
People will email me and be like, "Yo, I love this character so much. I want to make it happen," and I'll connect with them and I'll do my own version.
Have you done a
for them.
Tyler Durden jacket yet?
You know what's cool? Right
That would be
right before the show
cool.
started today, because we are at AfterBuzz Studios as well. There's a number of after shows. They had Marvel. This is where they do Marvel movie news. They do DC movie news. They do DC news. They also do Arrow after show. And everybody was out there looking at like the. Do you guys have the Arrow jacket?
We
in
do.
here? Oh, can we see
I
that?
do.
That was a super popular item
at
out there in the
that.
lobby.
Nice.
And you said this is vegan?
This one is totally vegan, completely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
great.
this is all just textile, and we did make a leather version for a company that requested it, so we offer it to the public now as well.
That's awesome.
Have you made any come with superpowers yet?
You know what? It's all
Coming
within,
up.
man.
Or power coins?
Boy, good answer.
Yeah.
All right. Can you? So what is Derek wearing? What jacket is
So
this?
Derek is wearing the Saiyan armor. I specifically
Model it.
referenced Dragon Ball Z Vegeta, the classic edition, the
Do a
very
little
first
spin
time he
for
hits the
us in
screen
that chair.
Okay, that's cool.
Oh,
in
nice.
sheepskin leather. This specific model.
And then Ciara.
You're getting there.
Yeah, he almost moved.
Like that's
Look at
awesome.
that.
This is Overwatch Mercy.
Yeah.
It's a shooter game from Blizzard Entertainment.
This way.
Just wait, towards
You're
the-
off
towards the-
camera.
towards the-
There you go.
There you go. That's cool.
There it is.
Awesome.
There we go.
And that looks awesome. And you saw Luke's before.
Yeah.
And Patience, what jacket is she wearing?
This is our flagship jacket. This is where it all started.
Yep.
If I go back to the very beginning without
Nice.
dragging on, this is the one jacket I wanted to make for myself. Before I ever thought to make Luca designs happen, I love this character. I would play him every day, and I thought, you know what, playing in the ranks, going up and down, I'm like, you know what, I like this guy. I want to wear it every day. And I purchased one online that just wasn't good enough. It was not accurate, so I went, let's make it myself. And it wasn't until I did that till everyone says, yo, I want one, I want one, I want one. That escalated the company for me to just produce what we have today. So I work with other people and my own intuition to create really cool, socially acceptable jackets that are handmade and quality.
Because we were talking, like at LA Comic Con, you guys were like the convention had ended, and they were having to shoo people away from your booth.
It never ends.
Like
man.
Me and Brad just hung
so
out with you
awesome.
for like 45 minutes. Like they're opening parts of the conventions. They're like, oh,
I
there's
left, and you guys
outside,
were
and-
still inside with them getting jackets and stuff. I was like, come on, this is crazy.
Do you guys want to know the best part? My
What?
whole team is always built around my customers. The
Yeah.
people that love the jackets, I bring them with me. I'm like, hey, do you want to come fly with me to this city? Let's go hit up a convention.
Oh, that's great.
They become
That's
a part of the
awesome.
team. Yeah. So it's very authentic. We try to be really cool with the details and how we approach customers and everything.
That's pretty cool. Can you the jacket that you said is one that is a new one that you're debuting tomorrow? What is
Right.
that one? You have it right here.
This one specifically, I gotta say, it's a very popular Overwatch character. I've been asked a lot to do it. I was commissioned to do it, and I just went, you know what? Let's make it really, really cool. So we took a character that doesn't even wear a jacket, and we made something. I don't know if you guys could see here.
Yep, right there. Right there.
Got it?
Perfect. Yeah.
I love that.
So we're gonna be shooting
Yeah.
this tomorrow. Junkrat's a very popular character, and we're gonna make it a Kickstarter campaign that's gonna launch probably by this weekend. Probably have it up for 30 days or so, and then start shipping them out to the customers.
Oh, wrong way.
This way.
There you go.
Yeah, right in front. I gotta say, I rarely play Overwatch, but I do love the character of Junkrat, and I love how you put his the thing he shoots on the back of it.
That's right.
Which I thought was really great.
That's cool. Do you have any that's a favorite of yours?
You know what happens is I build everything as if it were my favorite, and then I get bored of it.
Yeah.
That's the truth. So I used to wear this so much that now I'm just like, you know what? I'll let everyone else enjoy it. I got to move on, like OCD, and just create something else that's cool.
Yeah.
And even like the female jacket that she's wearing, believe it or not, Ben wear that.
Yeah.
Not the crop top, obviously, but the long version.
Derek
so
would.
I totally would.
anytime you
If
see
I got
something,
in really good shape, I totally would.
anytime you guys see something, it's literally what would be in my closet at my standards. So it's very authentic. Like it's really a Luca design. It's not just somebody
Yeah.
else saying, "Hey, make this." I turn it into something that has to be that level.
I tell you what, I was also really impressed with you had this Spider-Man jacket that had like a faded design look.
The Venom.
Yeah, that was awesome.
You know what?
That was great.
You were right when you said which one is your favorite. That one is my favorite. I've had that one in my head for so long, and the first time my guys didn't even do things right. I said I want texture. They brought me this neoprene texture, and it was actually like a waterproof, almost like a car tire. So we got it, and I went, hey, guys in Vancouver might actually like this. You know, it rains a lot, but then I kept developing it, and we did this goat skin, which is similar to what he's wearing, the Batman. It's weathered, but we weather in the Venom Spider-Man.
Can you take a look at that?
That's it.
Is that it right there?
That's it.
That's an amazing
Very
jacket.
cool.
I was looking at that one on this floor. That was so
That
great.
is really cool.
This stuff looks better with age too.
Oh, yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
best part. Yeah.
That's really cool. So, where can people find you again? Can you just kind of remind us of how we can get a hold of these jackets?
Yeah, directly at the website, lucajackets.com.
Can I spell it?
L-U-C-A. Yeah.
L-U-C-A jackets.com.
And on Instagram, on Twitter, and Facebook, we're at Luca Jackets. We kept it really simple. And we only show off our things right now at conventions, but we hit a convention sometimes every few weeks. I think we're going to take a break for this month, but we've been hitting every month. We're in a new city from Canada, the UK, and the US.
But you guys are based in Canada, right?
We are. We're a Canadian company, yes.
Canadian company.
Yeah.
Just having a good time
Oh
down
yeah.
Oh, yeah, buddy.
Yeah. That's fantastic.
Get
Any
that
questions,
gravy with the
guys?
fries.
You guys have any questions?
So the jacket you're wearing right now,
Ooh.
it's solid black. Is that because, like you said, you just get tired of some stuff?
It's blade.
It's actually
Fashion.
faded with a touch of green because I was
really?
watching Riverdale and I was like, you know what? I want to make the best Riverdale jacket out there. I knew there was other companies doing it, but I thought, you know what? We got to make it right.
Oh, okay.
That's awesome.
I did not get a good look at
Anthony,
the
can
back.
you see that? Wait, do it again. Let's
Do
see
it again. All right.
Yeah, it's in frame.
That's
Southside
awesome.
Surf.
Southside Surf.
Top seller right there.
Fantastic.
Look at
You know what? Once I started making this, we were selling a few a day all over the world.
Wow.
Wow.
Really. People in Italy, people in Spain, people that you would think that didn't even watch the season yet are obsessed with it. And you know what? We were really behind over the Halloween season. The funniest thing is, this showed up at their doorstep. Napa leather, they weren't expecting it. This would retail in a fashion store for probably $1,000
Yeah.
at this quality. And we were selling it for $200.
Get out of town.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey, I do have to say something, though. Our friend Brad, who you did met, Brad Young, he is going to be doing a series of photos featuring your jackets with a number of different celebrities, and it will be
I'm excited for that.
all to be promoting the cause of Dream Loud, which is his. It's a cause that Brad has, which helps to promote arts in schools and just arts in general, because
See, Brad, you need to come on our show.
we need to get Brad on the show.
Yeah, Brad.
So we'll be seeing that over the next few weeks, the next few months. So Brad will be featuring a number of celebrities in those jackets. So that's going to be cool to see as well.
Quick question here. So, what are your favorite jackets?
Ooh, for me, it's Star-Lord. Like,
Yeah.
actually,
Yeah.
before I
He's
even met
wearing
I
it.
love this
Luca,
thing.
Right there.
this was my jacket.
Yeah.
Like, I had to buy this before I even met him. So, like you said, just people that love the jackets, he likes to bring them in, go on trips with him, that kind of thing. So, that's how I met him. But yeah, I had to get this one. I was eyeing it actually online, and then I went to Dragon Con in Atlanta.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
Nice.
and that's where I met him. I had to pull the trigger there. I had to get it. So.
Oh, so you guys were down at Dragon Con as well?
It was a big show. It was fun.
That,
We sold
that
almost
con is
everything.
like,
Oh, yeah.
you hit the face with
Oh,
it.
yeah.
So huge.
Huge.
Why don't you tell them the difference between the sheepskin versions that we do and the vegan, like quality-wise? What
yeah.
are the differences?
Honestly, for me, it's like the fit mainly, you know? I mean, this just fits so well. When I first got it right here, especially in the arms, it was so tight. But now it's perfect. It's
Was
kind
that
of
the
molded
vegan
to
or
me.
the sheepskin?
This is actually the sheepskin, my bad, yeah.
Because
real
I have a
leather.
sheepskin like jacket myself, like leather jacket. I don't know, is this sheepskin or
That one's
vegan?
actually vegan.
Vegan,
Yes.
okay. But I've had my sheepskin forever, and I love it. But I didn't know it was
Exactly.
sheepskin, so I took it to the dry cleaners. I'm like, wait, what is that? I'm wearing what?
And what about yours?
Well, I actually I got involved with the brand because I found one at a show in Wondercon, and it was actually one of the fashion jackets, because we also make like a couple styles of just, you know, regular street fashion jackets, and I fell in love with it. It was the first leather jacket I ever bought. It was sheepskin as well, or Napa leather.
It's very similar to this one, just a different
Yeah.
cut. It's black and white, and the collars in front are white, and everything else is black, so it just hits you.
Striking contrast. It's amazing. And then like start beginning to work with him. Like every new one is my favorite. Like it really is. But honestly, this Green Arrow, like is killing me. Like,
I
we
love
need
that.
a women's
Yeah.
version, like, right now. We actually had someone who was obsessed with it, just like I was at the last con we did, and she custom ordered a women's style jacket. So we just tried on, like, different women's cuts till we found the one that fit her perfectly and have it all ordered.
And
Awesome.
the thing I noticed when we met you guys at Los Angeles Comic Con, you don't have just a few jackets. You had a really big selection of
Yeah,
coats
that was
there.
huge.
I
Yeah.
go big. And,
Yeah.
you know, one of the reasons is we sell out of stuff, and I don't want to disappoint customers, and I want to make sure everyone has their size, so I try to bring in more if possible.
Yeah.
Love that.
And even if I have extra, you know what, we take it to the next con, we fill in the gap. But we're always designing new stuff. So every show, I'm not even joking you, I'll come out with a new jacket or something that's different, whether it's like what you're wearing. That was the first sheepskin Dragon Ball Z jacket we ever made, and people went crazy for it. So I'll see good feedback, I'll bring more of them in, just based on what people want, you know? We listen to them.
Nice.
Blowing up, dude.
Yeah.
I'm seeing it.
So,
It's awesome.
speaking of blowing up, you say you've been doing this for 2 years?
Not even. I would say a good year. 'Cause
Really?
That's
The
it.
test
Wow.
run happened last year. We went to Toronto Fan Expo, and it was. I literally quit my job with somebody. He had me do marketing for him, and he was one of the guys that was very cautious, wanted things done his way. And I went, yo, here's a marketing report. I finished university. Like, yo, do this. I'm like, I have a good feeling it'll work. He never listened to me, and I kind of just went, you know, F it, boom, let's go. We're gonna do our own thing. And I says, I know you like to work slow. I'm gonna work fast. I grabbed my model friends that I worked with. I says, I got these new jackets. Let's go test them out. We sold 10 at the show by walking around.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know, but
Wow.
like, imagine someone walking up saying, hey, would you buy this jacket? Like, you need a booth, you need reputation.
Yeah.
We were selling people on the quality and just how
And
good
that
we
happens a
looked.
lot at conventions because I have a Star-Lord jacket that I wear that a friend let me borrow. And, like, I have people ask me all the time, like, hey, man, where'd you get the jacket? I'm like,
Yeah.
nah, I'm just borrowing it from a friend. Like, that's literally what I've said, like,
Word of mouth.
so many times.
Yeah, but if you were
These
wearing
people ask,
this
"But
Star-Lord
if I was
jacket-
wearing that
Yeah.
jacket, then I'd be like,
That's pretty amazing.
Luca
though.
Designs.
That's impressive.
Instagram, website.
Do you know
I'll plug it.
which conventions you might be hitting up next?
Well, it's the end of the convention season,
It
to be
is,
honest.
yeah.
I just finished 4 in a month, which
Okay.
was the craziest ever did. I'll tell you. It was New York, it was Vancouver, it was Texas, and then it was here in LA. We're taking a breather, and then I think it starts up in February. I know the next biggest one is C2E2
Yep.
in
Chicago.
right? And yeah, I love the organizers. They're the ones that brought me to New York City, so I thought, you know, let's go there.
That's they're the same people who do the Star Wars convention and New York Comic Con, right? Yeah. That's cool. Anything else that you want us to know before we jump into our Walking Dead discussion at the end of the show?
One more question. I know one of you guys must have a question for me. Let's do that.
I have tons of
Let's
questions.
see. Is there a place on your
Why you
website
looking at me?
to make suggestions?
I was
special
thinking
guest.
about
I wanted to
adding
Our
that
special guest has
specifically.
a
Hey, listen,
question.
Anthony has a question.
No, yeah, it was along the lines like, do you guys do custom order jackets? Because I love pandas. Like I just,
So does Brad.
I know I'm not the only one. Humanity keeps these animals alive, otherwise it'd go extinct without us.
So you're saying you want a panda skin jacket?
Oh my
no,
gosh,
I
Panda
want a
fur
panda
jacket with a little bit of leather.
Derek,
You know what? People that
Just
come,
checking.
Yeah.
Just checking.
people that come to the events, they come up to me. We work on a jacket right there. I give them a price, and I get it done. If you want to email me, you can email me straight through the website. You can say, yo, I'm thinking of this. What's a price? And I'll let you know. If it's something we really want to take on, we'll give you a crazy good deal, and we'll put it in the store. If it's a one-off, you know, we'll still make it happen, but you're going to have to pay the price.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
My question
Yeah.
is, how long does it normally take for custom jackets?
Depends on the complexity, but our time frame has been within 2 months. So right
Which
now,
is
like,
awesome, though,
yeah.
for
Yeah, from
custom
start to
jackets.
for
finish.
custom stuff, like we're working on a Batgirl right now. We're working on a Millennium Falcon and Boba Fett.
Seriously?
Yeah, we're working on a Cyberpunk 2077. I don't know if you guys are hardcore
oh,
into the games,
the
but
video game?
it's coming out.
Oh, snap.
Yeah,
Okay,
that one's going to be a big jacket. So we might do a Kickstarter campaign for that one too, just to help leverage some more funds and make it a really big deal.
So on your
Nice.
site, can you like actually go to like do this email you for custom jackets, or do you have like little things where you can go on to and just buy jackets? Or
You can. I mean, we do custom sizes. So if you're like, hey, I want to wear Guardians, but you know what? I got crazy arms and crazy shoulders or whatever. You click custom. You send me your measurements. We may request some photos, but typically in the notes you just type it in,
Oh, wow.
and we'll contact you right away, and we'll ship
That's
it to.
awesome.
Custom sizes take a little longer. 15 business days or less on average, unless we're super swamped. But usually we take That's it. And then regular orders are within 8 days.
Yeah,
Nice.
but to
That's
get a
a
company that
quick
actually does
turnaround.
that, like,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Yeah, we work quickly. We try.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Within a year, like, dude, you're killing it.
Yeah.
I'm really impressed.
I need more people. Come on, join my team.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
go.
All right. So,
right,
people,
welcome
if
in.
you guys want, if you like any of the jackets you guys see, or if you want a custom jacket, make sure you get in touch with Luca at lucajackets.com. And do you have an email that can, or just the website?
You know, the website's fine.
Right.
It'll get me to the email, yeah.
All right, and follow them on Instagram to find out all the new stuff they're doing, and be paying attention to the brand new jacket that you guys have kind of coming out this
This week
this
you'll see a lot of ads. We did a few sneak peeks. We brought it to BlizzCon this
Yeah.
past week, and nothing but good feedback. People going crazy. Employees of Blizzard coming up to us going, "Yo, can I get one of those?"
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right, thank you so much
Thanks,
for coming
guys.
on the
Thanks
show
for having
tonight.
me.
All right, we are going to finish the show tonight.
And we are gonna spoil things. I know I talked to you before about it.
It's all good.
Okay,
It's all
as long as
good.
it's all good,
Okay.
we're gonna spoil things. Not right this second, but
But it will be a spoiler-heavy
Yes.
conversation
The
about
Walking Dead. The Walking Dead.
Dun, dun,
So,
dun.
spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! We are going.
There we go. See?
Bam!
All right.
All right. So this is the final topic of the night. We do have to discuss it.
And
Derek.
it was announced ahead of time that
Yes.
this was going
Yeah.
to be the final episode for Andrew Lincoln. It was a whole ad campaign on AMC.
It's been going on since
And-
Comic-Con, actually.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and they've been talking it up for a long time. So it's
Yeah.
not a spoiler that this was his last episode.
Coral. So
The
those are,
details would be spoilers.
so yeah, Andrew Lincoln,
I have
one of the
so many opinions.
one of the
and
final
counter-opinions.
3 original characters still left on the show. It was him, Carol, and Daryl. Was Daryl an original, or did he come in? He's kind of an original.
I'd say like
first
he wasn't-
season original.
Yeah.
I would say.
He was first
Yeah,
season.
yeah, he was first season.
original.
He was not first episode because that was pretty much just Rick.
Yes, yeah. So last night was Rick's final episode on The Walking Dead. What did you think, Derek?
There's stuff that I really liked and other stuff that I was like, why did you do that? Where do I begin? Okay, first of all, The Walking Dead is aptly named. I think the title of the show was kind of prophetic because the show now has kind of been dead for almost 2 or 3 years and they're still dragging it.
my
It's
gosh.
still dragging its way across the pop culture landscape, even though it's been dead for a while.
Okay, calm
whoa,
down
whoa.
there.
Dead carcass.
Just saying. Yeah. Yeah, and so like there was part of me that hardly even cared about the characters that much anymore, although I
Yeah.
still wanted to see how they would do this.
Where did it die for you?
Where did it die? I think, let's see.
I know where he died for me.
I'd say the build up to and reveal of Negan was handled very
Yes.
poorly.
He had them smashed into the heads. That I didn't.
Like that. Well, it wasn't just that, but
you
also
guys, you guys watching it all?
I actually stopped right at that point that you're
Yeah.
talking about. So
Yeah.
I
So
feel
did
that.
half
My
the
dad
audience.
has never
Yeah,
watched
really.
it in his life,
They're
and then
walking in
somehow
their dead.
watched that episode, and then he's like, "It's a." I'm like, "How did you watch
Ciara, do you
that
watch
as
it?
your first thing?"
Not your thing.
I appreciate it. I met a lot of
think-
people at conventions that do it.
big twists are fine, and like hiding stuff from the audience until later is fine if the audience is able to go on a journey with the characters. The way it was done separated us from the characters. So that like
We'll
wait, what
see
was
Rick
done?
in 4 episodes.
yeah, well, like,
No.
okay, yeah, where they were messing with us, making it look like Glenn had died and then he didn't. That wasn't so bad. It was kind of annoying when
People
they were
got really
People
pissed
did get
off
upset,
at that.
but
yeah.
then when
that
like
was a cheat.
He
it was
wasn't unkillable.
It was an
originally.
even bigger cheat when they were setting it up. You knew Negan was going to kill somebody, and then he just killed the cameraman. So all the characters were mourning someone, and we didn't know who to mourn as an audience.
Yeah.
And then it was
But
halfway
I
through.
guessed it.
Yeah, you did. Great
So I
job.
walked around Comic Con.
Look at
Yes.
this Lou's Comic-Con.
Yeah,
Great
I
one
mean,
that year
just-
was he was
great job.
Abraham with
You
a
just
bat on his
suspect
head.
We were all impressed.
Yeah.
But
Hey, you
the
got on
fact
Sci-Fi
that-
Channel for
The
that.
I got
fact
on
that
Sci-Fi Channel. For
all
that.
the characters knew what happened and we didn't. That kind of goes against a lot of rules of storytelling that allow
Yeah.
you to connect with your audience. And
It was cheap.
It separated us from the characters and took us out of the experience. And a show that was very character based for so long.
Mm-hmm.
And when that's why you watch. You watch for the journey they're going on, not so much for the action or the gore, even though those things make it interesting in other ways. You care about those people, and when you're not able to share the emotional experience the people are going through, you stop caring.
I agree.
And I think that's where it really started to go tank. And then, from starting in that season, especially at the end of the episode where they did reveal Negan, and then every season thereafter, they stretched things out so long to where there was hardly any actual dramatic action happening. It was just characters talking and making speeches for lengthy amounts of time. They had the characters that you wanted to see together separated so much. And then, so now their ratings are really suffering.
Oh, it's the lowest they've ever had. The
Yeah.
ratings they've never been worse.
I mean-
although I do have to say, the episode where they came back after they smashed the heads, we didn't know who they smashed.
Yeah.
That next episode, which was the season premiere, was their highest rated episode ever. Yeah. But just because everybody wanted to see it. But that episode so turned off so much of the audience, they lost half their audience that season. And they never recovered.
So about this episode.
Let's go
Yeah,
to
this one.
Yeah. Let's
Okay,
Somebody else needs a turn. I've been talking
You
enough.
gave a speech longer
Yeah.
in that episode where Rick and everybody's like, we're just going to make a speech before we go after everybody.
Oh, we got so tired of the speech and pontificating. Cheeseman.
Yeah, you
What'd
do a
think?
great Ezekiel after that. So yeah, it was interesting to watch. I had a feeling they were gonna. Okay, spoil. Is it spoiler
Okay,
time?
wait. Here's a spoiler. This was the final episode of Rick on the episodes of The Walking Dead, which leads you to believe that Rick's about to die. Last episode, he fell off his horse, got stabbed through
Yeah,
the
like,
chest.
how's he gonna survive this?
with
They
took a
advertised.
He got
Yeah.
impaled with rebar.
He's gonna be
You
tripping
spoiled
balls.
it all for me.
Yeah.
Okay, it's gonna get worse. He
Yeah.
pulled himself off the rebar
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
episode. It was kind of
But
nasty.
they had some really cool flashbacks with him revisiting old characters, which
Yeah.
was like really
Characters
cool.
who had died.
Characters who had died.
Again, really setting it up for him to
Yeah.
pass on into the
and
afterlife
then they
with
all
them.
had their moment of get up
Get
Yeah.
up.
and stuff. So like, who
Wake
are some of the
up. It was
characters?
wake
So,
up.
Wake up! Wake up!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I actually really liked all those scenes.
And Herschel,
sounds
who
ridiculous.
passed away recently. That was one of
It's
the
like
best
Power
ones that
Rangers.
they could have done.
Yeah.
I know. Must all that drama.
It's like, oh gosh, what's happening?
No, I must say, Luke just brought up a good point. There was an episode of flashback of Rick was on his horse dying, and he had a flashback vision of Herschel from, and the character who plays Herschel, Scott Walker, has just passed away recently. So this was his final thing that he filmed. This was such a heart gut punch right there when
Yeah,
you see
it was
Herschel talking to Rick.
bittersweet.
It was amazing. It was I had tears in my eyes. It was that doesn't make it great, but it made it great for me. Keep going.
Yeah. So like, yeah, the flashback and kind of bringing back. Even Shane made an appearance.
Shane
which
made
was
an
pretty
appearance.
awesome.
Sasha comes back.
Sasha,
I
like,
love that.
Yeah, and then they even kind of had a moment, even with like Michonne and stuff, where they had like an up close kind of moment between them, until the real group shows up, and then something.
So here's what happened. Rick was leading all the zombies, and he came to the bridge that they've been building this entire season. The bridge which was supposed to bring all the people together, but I guess the bridge was about to lead all the zombies to his people and kill all his people. So Rick gets to the other side of the bridge. He's bleeding out profusely. He knows in his heart he's about to die.
Yeah.
So what's he do? He decides there's all this dynamite on the bridge because they've been having to, just conveniently, but also because they've been blowing up stuff to put the pylons in. And he takes out his gun.
he had his Jaws moment.
all the zombies on the bridge.
Blow that shit
and
up.
right when he's about to
Sorry,
blow
Mom.
it up, all his people show up. The whole episode, he's been looking for his family. He goes, "Where's my family? Where's my family?"
Yeah.
And then everybody shows up and says, "No, Rick, don't do it." He goes, "I found them." Bam!
Yeah.
Blows up the zombies on the bridge, and then all the rest of the zombies, because they're dumb zombies that just walk into.
Yeah, they're burning and they just walk
burning.
off into
So that was in all honesty, you didn't like that.
Well, I did once.
No,
find out
no,
this
no,
other
no, no.
thing.
That point.
But
Yeah.
At that point,
yeah, I'm just like, I don't really care about this whole bridge thing. It's just like, we're building a bridge. It's the future and all this stuff. Like, who cares about the stupid bridge? Like, it's the only way the saviors and everybody get along. Like, it's just dumb. I mean,
he
it's-
blew it up to save his people.
I know,
Yeah.
but I was just like,
Like, his
I never
sacrifice
cared
was
about
What
the
would you
stupid
do?
bridge.
What would
Yeah.
you do?
Yeah.
I don't know. Make a little walkway along the river or something. You don't need to talk about the stupid
Like a zip
bridge
line?
forever. Yeah. A zip line, of course. I have a zip line from a treehouse at my parents'
But
house.
as
That's all you need.
all know, so that at that point, and then you see Michonne losing it, and one of the most touching things, you see Daryl just turn around and walk off,
Yeah.
weeping, and you're like, oh, what a nice ending.
Yeah.
But it wasn't over. They come back for the coda,
Yeah.
which is Derek.
Jadis, aka Anne, on a helicopter leaving with the people she'd been radioing with.
Wait, she's not in the helicopter yet.
Oh, she's not?
No, she's sitting at the side of the river.
Yeah, she's
Oh, that's right.
waiting
She's
to
saying-
like
Specialist,
be
you know.
picked up. She's
Right, and she
done,
says-
ready to leave.
yeah.
But then, oh look, there's
And-
washed up Rick.
There's Rick on the side of the river.
Yeah.
He did
Yeah.
not blow up with the bridge. He got blown
Yeah.
into the water, and
Yeah.
here he is kind of, So yeah.
Yeah, and then we see them on the helicopter and he's hooked up to like oxygen or something.
She flies him off.
So I like the bridge blow up better after
and
that.
that's
I'm like,
how
I
it
didn't just
ended.
don't want to go.
So
on
that was Rick's final episode. He gets flown off on a helicopter, and then we find out in The Talking Dead that Rick is no longer on the show, but they are
He's
going
gonna
to.
be a
planning-
movie star.
There's a trio.
Big
There's
Hollywood
A
movie
trio of
star.
Walking Dead movies that he'll be in.
trilogy
Yeah.
of movies that they're making featuring Rick. He will no longer be with his people, but he's off by himself. Which really, he's not going to come back and find his people.
Yeah.
Whatever. But and then they
terrible.
come back to
Smell
the.
some other
But I really liked the end of the episode. Did you like it?
Yeah, like I thought the way they did that whole scene, it was a really cool way to just complete his journey because
Not that.
Well,
Even further.
okay, but let me finish this thought.
all right.
Okay, and from the very pilot, he's trying to get to his family, and that's what the first season is about. And all the rest of the time is about him trying to maintain this community and keep them alive and keep them together. And so at the end, this whole thing, I found them. You know, he's got
Yes.
a family.
Yep, I loved it.
Yeah, that was great. And then it's like we've completed a journey for this character right before he dies, but then he doesn't die.
It was. I thought that was a cheat.
Let's stretch it on so we can.
I'm glad he's
yeah.
alive, but I thought it was a cheat. It was a cheat. Let's call it what it is. It was a cheat.
Yeah. I mean, I'm also glad, but also not.
But here's what I did like.
I suspected they'd do this when they're like, Rick Grimes, final episodes. I'm like, no, it's not.
Wait,
He's going to
so-
be like Fear
so
the
I
Walking
have to
Dead or
ask.
something
Wait.
else.
Yes.
So he got hit by, he fell onto rebar.
Yes.
And then what happened after that?
Then he was like dragging himself across the
Pulled
landscape.
himself
Okay.
off.
Yeah,
And then the
hallucinating
bridge.
stuff.
He
Yeah.
gets blown up on a bridge.
Then he washes up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he's on a helicopter. And that's
A
his last
helicopter
episode.
getting patched together and
The
ready to become a
indestructible
movie star.
I
Rick
guess
Grimes.
so. And then he's
Wow.
gone.
He's
Then
like
gone.
Deadpool. Do you make a Deadpool jacket?
We do actually.
Oh, there we go. That we
course.
should have worn.
There
That would
we
have been a
go.
good tie-in.
Did you make a Negan jacket? Speaking of Negan, what did we think about neutered
Wait,
Negan?
wait. But the end, the very end.
The very
There,
end.
I'm
They had a
Oh,
s-
the very, very end.
the 6-year
very
time
very
jump.
Yeah. Badass
Time
Try to
Judith.
segue.
Judith.
Yeah,
So,
I tried
oh
to
my.
say that.
Yes, that's the part that I loved.
My new favorite character.
Yes. So little bitty baby Judith is that little baby. She's like, she's
Oh,
like
yeah.
10,
Oh.
12. Yeah. And she is now
got the
wearing
hat.
Rick's hat.
Yeah.
And she's got a
she's
gun.
like, she's a shooter.
She's kind of
She's
like
got a
Walking
gun.
Dead's response to the little
future is
girl.
female.
She's what?
What?
The future is female.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what they said. The future of The Walking Dead is all female now.
Oh well, okay. She's kind of like Walking Dead's response to the girl in Game of Thrones,
2018.
the little like 6-year-old Karstark girl who's like leading this whole region of Westeros.
Yep.
She was kind of like that, but in the American South fighting zombies.
That was the best part of the episode for me. See little bitty Judith grown up. She's a little badass, and she
well, grown up meaning she's like 8
well, she's 10
or some 10. Okay.
She's 10, but it's kind of cool.
And she's a grown
yeah.
up.
You see Carol with
She's
the
still a
really
little
long
She's a training
hair.
bra
She's
now.
still a little girl, but she's older.
So you see them 6 years later, where life has taken them. They've established their own little civilization there. One thing you were gonna say, the Negan episode.
Yeah, Negan got like
scene?
neutered pretty much. He just finally kind of had his breakdown moment, kind of like how he broke everybody. He just wanted to die.
Yeah.
Maggie went there to kill him.
Yep.
And then he was just like, "Kill me, I'm done." Like,
Yeah.
And then like,
Maggie needed that
Love
moment
your
though.
impression.
well,
Yeah.
he's a little more like this normally, but yeah, he was
Yeah.
a little more pathetic.
And
for
what,
him.
was it
did,
like
what
last
did
night?
Maggie say in response? Because I just want to hear your Maggie voice.
Yeah.
But if you tell me, I can try.
I don't remember her line.
She
She
said,
has a cute little accent, but
Yeah.
she says, "I came here to kill you."
yeah, but
But
it was
you're
kinda,
already dead.
But you're already dead.
Yeah.
But you're already dead.
Something like that.
You're
Something like
like that.
there.
Okay.
You're
What's
dead.
by the way? Do you know what's interesting about Maggie in last night's episode?
Okay, well, I had heard that this was going to be her last season.
This was her last episode.
This is her last episode
Yes.
too.
This was her last episode.
Well,
Yep.
they said on the show they may do some like time jump stuff to where
Not-
we were.
Not
and
this season.
What?
She just went over to
I don't
ABC's.
trust anything these people say.
It's Entertainment Weekly is reporting today that last night was what's her name?
Lauren
Conrad.
Conrad.
Lauren. Yeah, it was Lauren's last episode. She will not be seen at all this season. She might be seen next season if her schedule allows. So they didn't kill her off, but this was it.
And then we had a
A
preview of the
definite
next
maybe.
3 episodes, and I'm not sure what to make of some of the things in there.
Yeah, like
Where it sounded like the zombies were talking, and I'm like, I hope that's going on in somebody's head. But then there's a line later where they're like, the walkers are evolving, and I'm like, wait a second,
Yeah.
where are you going with this?
yep. So
They're actually the Whisperers.
yeah, the Whisperers are back up now. So it's a good thing because we're running out of villains for them to fight.
Yeah, they need to kind
I'm
of do
free.
something excited.
What's that?
I'm free.
Yeah,
There we go.
They need more
she knows
zombies.
Crossover with Power Rangers.
Yeah.
No, she.
Zombie
I
Power
already did
Rangers.
Street
Yeah.
Fighter. It's now it's Walking Dead zombies. Let's do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go. Luke's cousin's on Fear the Walking Dead.
She is.
Yeah. So, anyways, I think it was a satisfying send off to Rick, even though it was a bit of a cheat there at the end. I don't think everybody was in love with the fact that it was just him on a horse, and 45 minutes of the episode was just
It was a white
flashbacks.
horse that shed blood very well.
It was, but it was kind of cool. His whole life flashing before,
and
his
it was
eyes.
like tying back to the pilot.
I liked
It was good
that.
to see him,
Him
and
alone
Shane
on a
again.
horse.
And I love the way it was. That one scene about from the pilot episode is
Did confirm the daughter was his, at least in the flashback.
Shane said it was his daughter.
Yeah,
Shane claimed Judith was his. Did you notice that?
Yeah, but it was in Rick's dream thing.
So in other words, it's what Rick fears. Rick fears that. So they'll never know. They don't have DNA tests anymore. But I like the way that they walked. They went back to the door in the pilot episode of Do Not Open, Dead Inside, and he went into that door and he found miles of dead on the inside, including Greg Nicotero, who was lying there dead on the ground. All right, guys, we do have to wrap up this episode. Any other thoughts on The Walking Dead's Rick send-off?
I'm very interested to see where it will go, because it's very different than before. It was kind of feeling like after Negan, like, where are we going to go? What's going to happen? So it feels kind of like a reboot, a different way. Exciting to see what will happen as far as the feature stuff goes with Rick, so... I don't know.
I've heard that because of the brand new showrunner, she wanted to reboot the series, and so this is her way of doing it. The same way that
I'm still in, Derek.
Fear,
so maybe you should consider.
It's the same thing they did with Fear the Walking Dead. They rebooted that series.
If you like zombies,
they could bring Glenn back. You know.
And as Ciara said, these folks, they are at all the conventions, every single conventions, and so they are like a mainstay of the convention scene. People love them. It is even though its ratings have fallen way low, it's still one of the number one dramas on television, both broadcast and cable. So I don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon. I do like the idea of them branching out. They're doing movies, doing short forms, doing other kinds of TV properties, doing comic books. They're trying to explode this world of The Walking Dead.
It's a name franchise. When people know that name, they go towards it.
They're gonna buy Disney someday. They're about to expand that universe so much.
All right. Listen, everybody, we thank you for tuning into the show this week. We so much thank our guest, Ciara. Thank you for coming on with us this week, everybody. Thank you, Luca. Thank you, team, for coming on and sharing all the jackets with us. You can find links to Luca's jackets on our site. Also, be checking out Brad's photos of all the jackets that you'll be seeing coming out. Ciara, anything?
Oh, yeah, speaking of, is there any way we could show Brad's photo real quick?
Is there any way we can show
if
Brad's,
it's handy? If not,
Brad's photo of Ciara real quick as we are ending the show? Okay. All right. So anyway, so you guys can find me online at ConGuy Jim. You can also follow us at theconguy.com. That's on Twitter at it's at theconguy DOTCOM. Spell it all out. All spelled out. Derek, where can we find you?
Yeah, there it is.
There's Brad's photo for Dream Loud.
I feel so exposed.
There's a little more.
She is not naked.
There's a new one that came out today with the fur jacket, so check out that one as well.
Yes.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, there you go. It's a little warmer. That's when it was summer. Now it's getting colder.
There we go.
So
she's
wearing
summer
the
coat.
fur
I have a winter
jacket.
coat now.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's a good shot.
And then soon to be a Luca jacket from Luca Designs.
That's right. All right.
Also, a quick shout out to Bradley. You can follow him on Instagram at Bradley206, where that photo is also featured.
And
You're
see
welcome,
many
Bradley.
more.
Fantastic,
Yeah.
Bradley. See you tonight at Casa Vega. All right.
Well, you can find me on Twitter at ConGuyDerek or on Instagram at Thulkandrian Pilgrim, but I know that's very hard to spell, so go to
I
Twitter.
just type in
Can you say
Pilgrim
that
and your
again?
name pops
It's
up because I never know how to
Thulkandrian
do
Pilgrim.
it.
It's an obscure C.S. Lewis reference.
Woo. We'll put that online because I don't.
I nerd hard.
He does. All right, Ciara, where can we find you?
If you can spell or say my name, it is Ciara Hanna 20.
Ooh, that one hurt.
CIARAHANNA 20. Woo!
All
Got
right,
it.
thanks.
You will find half naked photos of me. There you go.
There you go. On Bradley 206.
Yeah, there you go.
And I'm Cheeseman on the Couch. You can find me on Twitter at Cheese on the Couch and also on theconguy.com.
Cheese on couch.
Cheese on
sure.
couch.
Cheese on couch.
Did I say
Depending on the
cheese
day.
on the couch?
You said that.
Oh my gosh.
He's usually on the couch,
but
but today's at the table because on the couch we have.
Luca Designs. I'm at Luca Jackets, or an aside at Immortal Mask if you want to see my fashion photography.
Can you say that
Good
again?
plug right
At
there.
Immortal Mask.
Immortal-
Mask.
E is an
I.
I.
Oh, so immortal, but okay.
That's why I say
I don't
it.
hear
Canadian-
well. I don't
Canadian
speak
accent.
well.
It's
I do nothing
Canadian
well.
thing.
Sorry, I misunderstood you.
Yo. All right.
And I'm Pete.
All right.
Well, Pete Kirby. I don't really have an Instagram. I mean, there's cats on there. Nothing related.
I love the
to
cats
you
though.
go.
That's awesome.
Gotta have cats.
He's got a million followers.
But you're also at Luca Jackets.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
I'm Patience Elett, and I'm at Luca Jackets, and also my Instagram is kind of annoying. It's like 3 underscores, and then Patience, and then 4 underscores. It's pretty crazy.
You had to have patience to type that out.
You do.
That's
you
such
do.
a corny
It's a test.
joke.
There you go.
If you
Love
can
that.
get there, you're in.
But look, we can find you guys at Luca Jackets,
That's
right?
right. You'll find
Yeah.
us.
All right, and we'll find you at the cons as well. Thank you guys so much for coming on the show tonight. Thank you, everybody, for
Thank you.
being here. We will not be here next week, but we hope to be back in a couple of weeks, have a special Black Friday show, because we got a lot of stuff coming up. Anyways, we are winding down the con season, but there's a lot of pop culture things happening. Thank you guys for
And
showing
go vote
up.
tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, go vote tomorrow. Unless you're watching this on Tuesday, then forget it. All right,
Yeah.
see you guys soon. Bye-bye.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.